Well, guys, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, it's going to be a sad one. It's something I've been thinking about doing for many months. I almost did it last year, but you guys, it's just, let me explain, okay? Before you guys jump in the comment section and rip me a new one, let me explain, okay? So about a week and a half ago, I did an experiment. I reached out to about 5 or 6 different people, asked them to give me a lawn care quote, not on my property, but on a property that's near me. And for context, you guys, I would charge this yard $60, 100%. $60 a week is what I would charge for the mowing, the edging, the trimming, the basic package that I would charge. $60. No fertilization, no seeding, nothing like that. $60 a week is what I would charge. And that would barely do it for me, okay? $60 bare minimum. I would like to do 70, 75. That would put me right around $60 an hour, whatever it may be. But so I reached out to a few people, and I gave them the address, and I said, hey, when you get a chance, can you give me a free estimate? Of course, every single one of them said, absolutely, I have no problems doing this whatsoever. Was I wasting their time? Kind of. I mean, yeah, but, I wanted to see what this season was going to look like. I did the same thing last year. I reached out to a bunch of people. I had them go take a look at my mother-in-law's yard and give me a quote and get back to me. I had one person go out there like within the hour and told me he would do it for $35. And I was like, all right, you know what? Find him on Facebook. This is usually what you get. You guys, I only had one person out of those 6 that said that they would do it for $50 a week. 50. Now, I just told you that I would do it for 65 or 60, I can't remember, 65. And that was breaking it for me. You guys, this is like a bittersweet moment. I've been doing this for a long time, and I want to stay positive, and I want to say that it's going to get better. But you guys, since I've started, it's just been getting worse, especially in my area. Like, people, I'm not kidding you, people are out here doing this for $20 to $25. People are mowing people's yards for $20 to $25. And here's how. They don't have insurance. They're not licensed in any way, shape, or form. I know they don't have commercial insurance. I got quoted. My wife and I have amazing insurance, you guys, and we just got quoted for the second time. Last year I paid, it was, I think, $100 something a month just for business insurance, you guys, just for the business to be insured so that we can do commercial properties. This year I did commercial. I got a quote for commercial insurance on my truck and for the business. For the business, it was $115 a month. And then for the truck, it was going to be $155 a month. So $240 a month, you guys, just for insurance. Like, that's insanity. So if you break that down, that's, however many, through the week, like, that's another expense. It's just insanity how these people are like, yeah, I'll do your lawn for $30, $35, no problem. And I'm over here like, dude, like, I don't even want to drop my gate for anything less than 50. And for those of you guys that have been watching the channel for a long time, that you've seen how I price my lawns. And I price them the way I price them because that's where I need to be. Anything less is just going to be non-profit, and my business is going to go under. So obviously, you guys, I thought ahead. I figured out a plan. I came up with what I was going to do. I literally listed my entire lawn care business on Facebook just a few hours ago, you guys. I've had quite a few hits, whatever. There's tons of pros and tons of cons to running a lawn care business, you guys. And if any of you out there are thinking about running a lawn care business or wanting to start one, more power to you, dude. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to work or it's not going to work or this, that, and the other. But I'm also not going to sit here and tell you that I've only done this for a few weeks and come to find out it sucks. I've been doing this for years, you guys. I've been doing this full time for 3 years. But it's just, we're getting to the point now where I cannot compete with 16-year-olds that live at home with their parents. I can't do it. I can't compete with 23-year-olds that live at home with their parents. I can't compete with somebody who doesn't have insurance, who doesn't have, you know, a family to feed, somebody who just, and what sucks is like, okay, this year there's 50 new people out there making these mistakes. They're like, we're going to mow for $25 a yard, $30 a yard, blah, blah, blah. And then after 3 months, they're like, dude, we're not making any money. And they either go out of business or their prices go up. You guys, I understand that. The last 6 years I've been doing this, that's how it works. Every single year, there's new people. They don't know what they're doing. They're underpricing and then blah, blah, blah. But that is hurting me because it's not happening once a year. That's not happening once every 10 years. It's happening all the time, constantly. Every single spring it happens too. You get all these new people that get a backpack blower, they get a string trimmer, and they get a push mower, and they get out there and they're thinking that they're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, the competition is insanity. And for me, running a solo lawn care business, I figured out that if I work 6 days a week, 10-hour days, the absolute most amount of money that I can make cutting grass is $3,000 a week, and that's before expenses. Now, you guys, there's just so many other opportunities out in the world where you don't have to put in that kind of sweat equity to get very little return. And yes, I completely understand that I can scale my business. I can hire more employees. I can buy a building and I can move into that building and I can start scaling up and up and up. But then I'm going to have to get into snow removal, and then I'm going to have to get, you know, insurance on all these employees. I'm going to have to start hiring people and this, that, and the other. And you guys, there's just so many other opportunities out in the world right now that you can make so much more money with very little effort, you know. And I don't want to kill myself, you guys. I want to go on vacation. I want to spend time with my family. I want to enjoy life a little bit. I don't want to be burnt out every single day. Yes, I would love to own a business, and yes, I would love to do things for myself and be my own boss, but I just can't do it anymore, you guys. I can't fight 16-year-olds that are doing this for $30 a yard when I need at least 60. I just can't. I can't do it. It's just doesn't make sense to go out and work and kill myself 60 hours a week, and then on top of that, every year trying to get new clients and more clients, because on average you lose 20% of your clients every year because people move, people die, people get new quotes from other people. So it's just like every year you're fighting for more clients, and every year you're trying to get more, like, and the entrepreneur inside of me loved it, you guys. I did. I loved getting out of the rat race, and I loved being my own boss and building my own brand and just becoming, you know, the person I am today. But I do have a game plan. I do have things set up. I'm ready, you know what I mean? I already have tons of 5-star Google reviews. So I did a thing today. I simply just switched from it saying DeWolf Lawn Care LLC commercial/residential. It now says DeWolf Irrigation LLC commercial/residential. And I know what you guys are thinking. What? So my game plan from here on out is, instead of doing the lawn care, I'm just going to focus on irrigation. It's something I wanted to do 3 years ago, didn't have too much experience in it. But I think that's more along the line, like, that's something that's more up my speed, you know. And I don't see too many people, I don't know why, but I don't see that many people on Google and on Facebook like doing irrigation systems and stuff like that. So I've got no problem. I already have the LLC. I have no issues with, you know, there's already so many things I already have done. I already have the Google page. I've got the Google reviews. I've got the experience. I was just in my garage a couple minutes ago going over all the stuff that I already have. For those of you that don't know, I have already been doing irrigation for years. I know a lot about it. I don't know everything, but as you can see, I've got plenty of my rainbird valves here and stuff like that, and my risers, different tips and stuff that you would need, a bunch of the big boy sprinkler heads right here, and then I got a bunch of little ones right there too. But I started making I started building this pack out kit because I was like, yeah, you know, I hate that. It's such a stupid design. But yeah, they have a bunch of fittings and stuff here, you know, tape, clamps, different size clamps, bunch of clamps, a ton of different fittings on that side too. And I have a bunch of the tools and the screwdrivers and all that stuff as well. I also have the torch. I have a bunch of stuff for irrigation, you guys. I'm not going to go through everything I have, but maybe I'll make a video. So my game plan is in the near future, I'll buy a couple small tools that will be useful for the irrigation business. So there's actually a machine out there, or a tool out there, that you can actually find valves and stuff underground that you can't really see anymore. That's pretty neat. I'll buy one of those. They're a few $100. And then I've already got literally like 50 feet of 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch sprinkler tubing, irrigation tubing. It's in my backyard in the shed. So I'm already like 10 steps ahead of the game for the irrigation system. And then also I want to buy like a blowout system, so I can blow out irrigations. And then I'll put that in the back of my truck. But the nice thing about being spring is no one's going to want their irrigation systems blown out right now. They're just going to want everything pretty much sprinkler heads replaced and stuff like that. So why am I doing this? Well, pretty much like I said a few minutes ago, I'm sick and tired of fighting with teens. And I know everybody's like, just do good work and it'll, you know, like I've been there. I've had hundreds of clients over the years, you guys. It's just, there's no money in cutting grass. I mean, there is, but it's so stupid little. It's ridiculous. Like, I could literally just go buy a laundry mat and it would make 10 times more than a lawn care business would hour for hour. You know what I mean? Like, I'd spend 2 hours or 3 hours a week at a laundry mat and make $5,000. Or I could spend 60 hours a week mowing grass and killing myself and, you know, beating myself to a pulp for $3,000 for the week, minus $200 in gas, minus your truck payment, your mower payment, oil, maintenance, anything like that. And after you take everything home, you're like, wow, I have $800. That's fantastic. So it's just stupid, you guys. I literally can go work 60 hours a week at a shop somewhere and make $2,000. With that being said, the job that I have now, where I work at Canteen, for those of you that don't know, I pretty much just drive around and fill up vending machines for a company. It's one of the biggest companies in, you know, around us, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, all that stuff. It's a very big company, and we're also a union, so I have amazing benefits. They match 401k at 6%, and the pay is fantastic. I'm almost at $24 an hour. I'll be over $24 an hour by December. That might not sound like a lot to you guys, but here in Michigan, that's a crap ton of money. They're usually paying managers at like Dollar General and Walmart and stuff like that $20 an hour. So yeah, the job I have now is fantastic. It's pretty much part-time. Yesterday I worked 4.5 hours and made about $250. So it's fantastic. I like it. And what's really nice about the irrigation is here where I'm at, people charge anywhere between $50 to $125 per head replacement. So if Joe calls me up and says, hey Brian, I've got a couple of heads that are busted in my yard, can you come take a look at it, blah blah blah. And it's so nice because all I have to do is take my truck. I don't need to haul a trailer and this, that, and the other, but I'll take my truck, I'll take my pack out kit, I'll drive out there, and I'll tell them straight up, hey, it's $50 a head, so this can be a $100 job. You know what I mean? And he might say, okay, sounds great. I'll fix 2 of his heads, and I literally will be in and out of there in a half hour. No joke. So $100, half hour, $20 worth of heads, because the heads are about $8, so it'll be about $16 for the heads, and then we'll say $4 for gas, so we'll round it up to 20, so it's $80, like pretty much pure profit, you know. And that's nice. And then here's the kicker. Here's the big one. Here is the money-making machine. So eventually you'll get a trailer and you'll get a ditch digger or whatever, a trench digger, I'm sorry, and you'll do full installs for people. And these things can range anywhere between $5,000 and $50,000. And you're talking 3 or 4 days worth of work for like a $50,000 install. And this is like a big, you know what I mean, like commercial install, you guys. This isn't just like some dude with 2 acres. But like literally an acre, like people want like 4 zones put in. You're talking like $7,000 depending on pressure and stuff like that too. But there's just less competition. I don't have to worry about, you know, like little 10-year-olds or whatever. And then some of you guys might be saying, well, you need to get a license and you need to blah, blah, blah. Like you need to like get proper paperwork from your county or whatever. So who cares? I'll do it. You don't have to be a licensed plumber. I did a little bit of research, and if anything, they'll ask if you have a background in irrigation some way, shape, or form. And they're like, oh, you've owned a lawn care business since 2018? Yep, that'll do it. You know what I mean? And like I said, my uncle's been doing this for 18 years. So if I have any other questions on that, I'll just ask them. And I'll just learn as I go. I'll straight up tell people, like, hey, like the first 2 or 3 installs I do for people, I'll straight up tell them, like, hey, I'm really new to this, so that's why the price is going to be cheap. And I might do it for friends or family. And I might do an install at my house, you know, just to learn, just to practice. Because it doesn't cost anything to buy a bunch of tubing and sprinkler heads. What costs, like literally, if I did an install at my house, and this is for anybody who's seeing how small my property is, I would probably have 3 zones in the front yard and probably 5 zones in the backyard, and it'd be hooked up to city water too, which would be super expensive. But it would probably cost me like $300 in materials, you guys, and then my time and labor. That's it. But if I asked somebody to come out and give me a quote to do the install, they would tell me $6,000 to $7,000. And I'm not saying that's ridiculous, because I mean, you need the tools and you need the knowledge and you need to know how to do these things. That's why people charge for their time, and it might take them, you know, 2 days, which is totally fine. So, but yeah, lawn care, can't do it anymore, you guys. I'm sorry. My YouTube channel is going to be pretty much based off of a day in the life of what I do. I'm kind of going to get away from the lawn care and the leaf cleanups and all that stuff, you guys, and I'm really sorry if that hurts some of your guys' feelings. I didn't want it to end this way, but I have to do what's right for me and my family, and I just can't go out there anymore and cut people's grass for $30. It's just not going to do it for me. This is going to be a way better investment for my time, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm super stoked. And if you guys have any questions or comments, or if you want to say goodbye and unsubscribe from my channel, that's totally fine. If you guys want to see me do a setup for my irrigation, I'm totally down for that. I will somehow, some way, shape, or form, get my truck set up, maybe get like a box in there and stuff like that, and get it set up and ready to go for the irrigation and stuff like that. But you guys, I'm gonna miss you. Those of you that aren't coming back after this, thank you so much for sticking around and following the journey the last year and a half. I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and I hope you truly do get everything that you've ever desired. Thank you guys literally from the bottom of my heart for supporting the channel for these last year and a half or whatever, and I really, 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 really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep the channel going. Like I said, it's going to be more a day in the life. It's going to be me doing like firewood, my irrigation business, and so on. Like maybe I'll drop some videos on what I do in the stock market and stuff like that. But you guys, I plan on doing other things like lawn care related. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.